Hello everyone, welcome to Tapping at 2 for animal advocates and rescuers. I'm Tamira Thayne. I'm the founder and CEO of Who Chains You and the author of Foster Doggy Insanity and Capital in Chains. Today we're going to delve into some tapping for sensitive people, and it's one of God's little ironies or life's little ironies that those in this world who are the most sensitive are the ones who care most about the animals and who are tasked with helping them. But we're very sensitive individuals. We're typically very empathic. We pick up on the emotions of others, and we become easily bogged down and overwhelmed by the emotions of others and the suffering. So it becomes very challenging for people who are sensitive like this, and I think that would apply to most of you who will watch this. So how do we overcome these? There are many ways, many things to do. One book that I really recommend, and many of you have probably read it, and it has nothing to do with me. I certainly didn't put this. This is called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a really famous book, and a ton of people have read it, but I recommend it highly for all animal advocates. I've read it 3 or 4 times, and I've yet to perfect these simple points, but they're so simple yet very powerful. So I recommend this book for anyone who wants to overcome some of the challenges of being sensitive. But one of our first challenges to make a difference for the animals when we're a sensitive person is overcoming our fear of acting, because we are so sensitive. Our fear of failure is great. I think everybody has a great fear of failure, but those who are sensitive are more inclined to take it very hard if we fail. And the odds of failing and helping the animals is high most of the time. You get successes, but you get a lot of failures too. And that's very difficult. So we're going to do a little tapping on that. Let's go over what tapping is really quick. Tapping is just tapping your fingers on certain meridians of the body in order to release negative pain. And someone asked me a couple weeks ago, why are we doing the negative? Because the negative is what builds up in our body, and we need to release that. So many of us wake up with just generalized anxiety every day. Tap on that every morning. We'll do that first before we do anything, because I think that all these fears build up into a generalized anxiety that sometimes we don't even have a name for. It's just there. So let's start with that. Just follow along in the tapping with me. There are many people that do scripts for tapping, and you're welcome. You'll see all kind of tapping on the internet. You can find all kind of scripts. I am not a very verbose person, so I like to get right to the emotion that's involved and just tap on that. But you are more than welcome to write your own scripts or find scripts that help you to overcome some of these things. So I'm throwing out tips, and you can do what you want with it. But let's just focus on a generalized anxiety first, because most of us carry anxiety with us every day, and a lot of times we don't even know what it's from. So let's just start with that. Start here. Even though I'm feeling very anxious today, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling very anxious today, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling very anxious today, I deeply love and accept myself. And sensitive people will have a lot more anxiety. I'm feeling very anxious today. 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 This here is right at your collarbone. I'm feeling very anxious today, and then under your armpits. I'm feeling very anxious today. Now, when we're overcoming the fear of acting, to get past our fear of putting ourselves out there, some of the things that we are afraid of is judgment by others and rejection and failure. So let's just tap on rejection, because that's a huge one. Even though I'm afraid of being rejected, if I put myself out there, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of being rejected, if I put myself out there, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of being rejected, if I put myself out there, I deeply love and accept myself. I'm afraid of being rejected if I put myself out there. I'm afraid of being rejected if I put myself out there. I'm afraid of being rejected if I put myself out there. I'm afraid of being rejected if I put myself out there. I'm afraid of being rejected if I put myself out there. I'm afraid of being rejected if I put myself out there. I'm afraid of being rejected if I put myself out there. I'm afraid of being rejected if I put myself out there. You also would want to go through tapping on that one for judgment of others and failure. We'll do fear of failure because that's a huge one for everybody. So even though I'm very afraid of failure, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm very afraid of failure, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm very afraid of failure, I deeply love and accept myself. I'm very afraid of failure. 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 Have you been told, and you probably have been if you are a sensitive person, I've been told this many, many times in my life, that you're too sensitive, and you end up taking this on like, you know, it's another failure of yours, like it's another thing that you've done wrong, even though there's nothing wrong with being sensitive. Others who are not sensitive try to put that back on you like it's something wrong with you, but there is nothing wrong with you. Being sensitive means you have a good heart and you're kind and a caring person. So, you know, there's just, our sensitivity brings us more pain. The second thing of overcoming is the debilitating pain we feel for the suffering of the animals and the pain that brings us from watching this suffering. So there's a double whammy with the pain involved. It's our pain watching, we feel their pain because we're very empathetic, so we feel the pain of the animals, and then we have our own pain to deal with from watching that. So it's a double whammy with pain. And this can often lead to depression and avoidance of life, and certainly avoidance of taking action for the animals, because when you're depressed, you don't feel like doing much. So, you know, there are so many ways to overcome this, but tapping is one way. And the good thing about tapping is you can do it yourself. You don't need somebody's help. There's a great website by the founder of tapping called emofree.com. I highly recommend it. He takes you through 1 million tapping things and exercises you can do. So there are ways to do it yourself, but let's just tap on depression because the pain that you're feeling has led to depression. So even though I'm very depressed from the pain of the animal suffering, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I feel very depressed from the pain of watching the animals suffer, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling very depressed from the pain of watching the animals suffer, I deeply love and accept myself. I feel very, very depressed from watching the pain of the animals suffer. I feel very depressed from watching the pain of the animals suffering. I feel very depressed from watching the pain of the animals suffering. I feel very depressed from watching the pain of the animals suffering. I feel very depressed from watching the pain of the animals suffering. I feel very depressed from watching the pain of the animals suffering. I feel very depressed from watching the pain of the animals suffering. I feel very depressed from watching the pain of the animals suffering. So other things you would be doing with that pain, acting out, maybe drinking too much, taking pills, running from your feelings, overeating, over drinking, watching too much TV. There's so many ways that this pain can manifest in your actions. So the best thing you can do is confront it, tap. Just even if you're just watching TV, sometimes you're too depressed to do more. Just tap while you're doing it, and that will at least relieve some of the anxiety and stress from your body. So the third obstacle that must be overcome is put downs by others, such as authorities and bullies. And this is going to happen, and it's much harder for sensitive people than people who have a strong backbone or don't have many sensitivities. And as I said, most animal activists are very sensitive people, so these things cause us a lot of pain, and they become obstacles that we just don't want to get by because it's too much. These authorities, they're not like us. They're very they don't act on emotion, and we are emotion-based people, so it becomes an obstacle that we feel like we can't get over. So let's just tap on that. Even though I feel like I can't get over these obstacles of bullies and authorities, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I feel like I can't get past these obstacles of bullies and authorities, I deeply love and accept myself. And the reason that we're saying that we deeply love it, because even though we're talking about negative, we want to give ourselves a safe place to express that negativity. People don't want to show the negative to the world. They don't want people to express the negative. So if we are saying, it's okay, I love you, and it's okay if you express this, that's what that is giving us. Even though I feel like I can't get by these obstacles of authorities and bullies, I deeply love and accept myself. I feel like I just can't get past these obstacles of authorities and bullies. I feel like I just can't get past these obstacles of authorities and bullies. I feel like I just can't get past these obstacles of authorities and bullies. I feel like I just can't get past these obstacles of authorities and bullies. I feel like I just can't get past these obstacles of authorities and bullies. I feel like I just can't get past these obstacles of authorities and bullies. I feel like I just can't get past these obstacles of authorities and bullies. I feel like I just can't get past these obstacles of authorities and bullies. Okay, and then the fourth thing is overcoming the inevitable defeat, because you will get defeated more times than you win. And that's just a fact of life with any activist cause. And it's hard for us as sensitive people because we've struggled so much to put ourselves out there that taking defeat, we just want to quit and walk away. And I get that, and quit for the day and, indulge yourself and then get back up the next morning and go fight. That's what I did for 13 years, and it was hard, but you can do it too. Everybody can do that. How do we regain a belief in ourselves? Let's say, even though I feel like I don't believe in myself anymore, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I feel like I don't believe in myself anymore, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I feel like I don't believe in myself anymore, I deeply love and accept myself. I feel like I don't believe in myself anymore because of this defeat. I feel like I don't believe in myself anymore because of this defeat. I feel like I don't believe in myself anymore because of this defeat. I feel like I don't believe in myself anymore because of this defeat. I feel like I don't believe in myself anymore because of this defeat. I feel like I don't believe in myself anymore because of this defeat. I feel like I don't believe in myself anymore because of this defeat. I feel like I don't believe in myself anymore because of this defeat. And then you want to keep going, because if you're still feeling this way, I recommend you go take one of the dogs for a walk and just do it out in the woods so that you can tap away, and just keep going until you feel better, because eventually your load will lighten. And that's when you want to bring positive in. So we're done with our tapping for the day, and we want to bring positive into our life. And one thing I do every day is a gratitude list, and I'll just read you a couple from today. I'm grateful for my life because I have made a difference. And if you're out there working for the animals, no matter how small, you have made a difference. And remember that about yourself, because you have made a difference. I'm grateful for my run today because it was great to get out there and get physical activity. So just make yourself a gratitude list, 10 things every day, and then open your heart and allow good things in. One of the things we do, we all close off our heart chakra and we don't allow the good into our lives. And people have asked me, well, how do you open your heart? The best way I can explain to open your heart is think of a time in your life where you were blindingly happy for, one moment. Say when you had the birth of a child, a new puppy, you come home from work and you see, the dog or the cat that you love more than anything. You see the child that you love, your husband that you love, your wedding day, any memory that you felt blissfully happy. Remember that and use that to open your heart. And when you open your heart, you can just feel that you're letting love in, and that's what you want to do. After you release this negativity, every time, find a way to let love in, and that will bring you further along your evolutionary journey. A couple things. I'm very excited because this month, Who Changed You Books, that's the publishing company that I run, we're putting out 3 books, so look for these this month. The first is Adopting Adele. It's a children's book. about a rat, and it's by Heather Lumeyer and illustrated by April Peterson. We're very excited about that. And my first novel is coming out this month. It's called The Wrath of Dog. It's the Chain God series, book 1. So we're excited. That one's about to go into beta reading. And we have The Listener's Tale coming out. This is by Laura Corbier, and it is coming out this month as well. So we're very excited. 3 books coming out this month. Look for those, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks. Bye.